Hi, this is Trey Pastor, and welcome to my movie review of 22 Jump Street with minor spoilers. I saw it this morning. There it goes. I think you can see that. 22 Jump Street, of course, the sequel to 21 Jump Street, of course, starring Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. And Ice Cube is in this as well. And in this story, it kind of picks up, I guess, after the events of the first movie, for those who've seen the first movie, which was hilarious. And this movie, they're undercover in the beginning of the movie. I think you see this in the trailer. And they kind of screw up an undercover mission. And then they're told that the brass wants them to do what they did in the first movie and not, do the undercover thing, okay? And they said that the Koreans bought the church back, so they're moving them across the street, of course, to 22 Jump Street, okay? And Ice Cube, of course, is the boss, and they spared no expense, and he has a nice office, nice glass office. And this time they're going to send them to college because there's a girl that overdosed on a new drug called Wi-Fi, okay? And so they're sending them to college to find out who the dealer is, and of course, bust them. Now, I absolutely love this movie. This movie, first of all, this movie is funny as hell, and they acknowledge, a lot of in jokes about sequels and stuff, about how they pour more money into this one, hoping to get a better result. A lot of wink at the camera, which I thought was hilarious. And Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, just they have good chemistry together in this movie, and it's even more apparent in this movie. And they kind of did advance the story somewhat, and they made it more than just a copy of the first one. They actually made it about their characters kind of growing apart and stuff, which is I thought was in the midst of the comedy. That was actually a pretty good plot line to follow. And I thought it made it actually realistic. Okay, but there were a lot of funny bits in this, and Ice Cube is in this movie is hilarious. Without spoiling it, he has a moment where it's absolutely hilarious. Well, first of all, Channing Tatum has a moment that's absolutely hilarious. Let's say it involves Jonah Hill and another character, and his reaction to it. And when they're sitting in the police, in Ice Cube's office, Channing Tatum's reaction is priceless. Okay, and Ice Cube's reaction to what happened is hilarious. Okay, and it's a funny movie. I really laughed at this movie and really enjoyed this movie as well. This movie I thought was just as good as the first one. I don't know if it's maybe a little better than the first one. I think but this movie was funny. I mean, it made me laugh and it entertained me. And like I said, I like Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum together. They had good chemistry still, again in this movie. So it really made it enjoyable. And there was also another character in this movie that really made me laugh. Once I'm trying to think of the actress's name. Hold on. Her name was the actress's name is Jillian Bell. She plays a character named Mercedes. She's like the roommate of a girl that Channing Tatum meets in college. And every time she saw Jonah Hill, like I said, this is a minor spoiler, she kept making these old jokes about him, which was just absolutely, I don't know, just cracked me up. All the old jokes she kept making to him and stuff. Whenever she talked to him, she kept making these old jokes. And you see the scene in the trailer where it looks like they're fighting, and he kept saying, "No, you're looking at me like you want to kiss me." And that scene kind of gets more extended in the movie, and it's absolutely hilarious to me. This made me laugh my ass off. I really enjoyed this movie, and I think I wouldn't mind if they make another one. Okay, but speaking of that, stick around to the very end when the credits are going off because you're in for a treat. Okay, just stick around until after the credits. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but stick around to when the credits are going up. And it's absolutely hilarious as whatever happens in the rest of the movie. Those ending credit scenes are absolutely hilarious. And again, Ice Cube was absolutely hilarious in this movie too. I thought his reaction to a certain event in this movie was priceless, and Channing Tatum's reaction to that revelation, it was absolutely hysterical. Okay, and like I said, they had Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, good chemistry together. Okay, like I said, I wouldn't mind if they make another 23 Jump Street, whatever they want to call it, another sequel. This movie had me laughing and it totally entertained me. Okay, so I'm going to give 22 Jump Street Like I said, it made me laugh. I think it's one of the funniest movies of the year. I'm gonna give it a. So I give it an 8. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought about giving it a 7.5, but I like the way it went with this movie. How it kind of advanced the story, and it actually had more entertaining things in it. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. This is the movie, and they didn't spoil the movie with putting all the jokes in the trailer. They didn't. They saved stuff for the movie. So again, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. This is one of the funniest movies of the year. Definitely good chemistry between Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, and wouldn't mind they made another another sequel to this franchise. It's absolutely hilarious. And in this one, they actually, they did it. Go so they just repeat what happened in the first movie. They did actually went a little where they went they actually advanced the actual characters themselves a little bit, which I thought was good. So again, an 8 out of 10 for 22 Jump Street. Please see it. Like I said, it's one of the funniest movies of the year for me. Absolutely. Okay. Anyway, let me know what you think of 22 Jump Street. If you've seen it, what you think about it. Feel free to leave comments down below. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button down below. This is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.